To the fourth day of Perl training from verification and validation. Today we have already covered till hash. Today we'll be learning three important built-in functions in Perl, which is sort, map, and grape. So sort, grape, and map. Sort, it means arranging items in a ascending or in a descending way. Okay. So what it means, for example, if I have an array of letter, now if I call sort on this letter, basically what does sorting does, it takes a list, it sorts the list and return it to the another list. So basically at sorted is equal to, if I form another array and sort this at letter, what you would see is we'll print both the unsorted array then we'll print the sorted array. If you run this program, you see that the unsorted array is XYZ but it has been sorted after we have used the word sort. Okay. But this is not actually the syntax we should follow while sorting. This might sometimes give unpredictable result when you are dealing with numbers. Remember, you can use the sort keyword with numbers also. But the actual definition or syntax how sort should be used is like this: sort $A CMP $B. So you know that A is lesser than B in alphabetical context. Now when you sort it, if you write it like this, sort A CMP B at letter, it sorts you in ascending alphabetical order. Now when I print the sorted array, can't find the string. Oh, so it gets sorted. Now let's try with a number. So first let me sort without using this kind of syntax. If I do only a sort at num, you will see a very unpredictable behavior. We are only considering the number part. You see how it has been sorted: 1, 10, 19, 30, 4, 4, 40, 41, 8, 9. So this should not be the way to write a number in alphabetical order, right? So what I do is, as discussed, we have to write this syntax in here, but in case of number, what you do is, instead of using CMP, which is only for alphabets or strings, you use this syntax. Okay. Now once you do this, it gets nicely sorted in an increasing order. Now what would you do if you want to sort it in a decreasing order? It's very easy. Just swap the N B's place. (41, 40, 30, 19, 10, 9, 8, 4, 4, 1). So it gets sorted in a reverse way. The same is also applicable for strings or alphabets. ZYXCBA. So you just have to swap the $A $B variable. Remember, while using $A $B variable in your program, think twice whether you have a sort function in that program or not. We'll also learn about miscellaneous sorting after we have covered Grape and map. The next thing that we are going to cover is, so let me copy this example to my writing board for the future reference. If you need this writing board, you can send an email to this ID vanv.edu@gmail.com. I'll be definitely sending you this. Where's the indentation? Not sure why it has been added. The line gets added. Okay. The next thing that we are going to learn today is the Grape inbuilt function. The Grape function takes a list or an array and produce another list of all values matching the Grape criteria. So if you would have experience in Unix or any Linux based operating system, you might be aware of the Grape functionality there. It is quite same in Perl here. You just have to specify a criteria. First, let's write an array at num is equal to I have a list of number here. Now let me write another array at greater is equal to, and grep for the number which are greater than, let's say 30, from the array at num. Then let me print the greater array. So it has put all the numbers which are in this list greater than 30 to this array greater 56, 782, 84, 82. So what exactly this grep function did? Grep function iterates over all the elements of the array. The syntax is that this $_, if you remember the iteration in an array, $_ takes the value of the current item. So $_ first it is 2 is greater than 30, no. Then it sees that it iterates through all the elements of the array. When it encounters 56 is greater than 30, this syntax returns true value. Once it is true, the value comes over here. So the first value 56 get pushed to this greater array. Now it checks 782, yes, definitely it is greater than 30, it gets true and it gets pushed here. So this is the grep syntax. You have to write a $_ and this $_ is nothing but each of the item in the list. When you write this syntax, the $_ basically gets assigned to each of the item in the list. Now it has got another form. Either you write, this is called the block form when you have a curly braces like this. There is another expression form. Second GT. I'll write another thing here. Grape less than 20. But I will not be using the curly braces here. I'll be using the expression way. This is block way. This is expression way. If you see that I have not used the curly braces, but you have to put a comma. Let me print the what you can see. The second GT basically contains all the numbers from the num list which are less than 20. I run this program. The second GT is 2677390761. All of these numbers are lesser than 20. Well and fine. So what is the practical application of Grape? This is a practical application, of course. But let's say you want to find the palindromes. You want to find the palindromes from a given list. You remember this is a school assignment which was given during our C programming session. So how to reduce the line spacing. Okay, this was our program. Now the most wonderful thing about this sort and inbuilt function is that this can be chained together. What do you mean by what this can be chained together? And there is a beautiful thing in map and grape. You can sort grape. You can chain the output of one function to another. Now, for example, this grape, what it does is it returns all the elements which are less than 20 from this particular list into the second GT array. When we print this, we see that all the elements that has been returned from the num array, those are lesser than 20. What we can do is we can sort this also. You see that it has been sorted 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 9. So this is a beautiful way of chaining the output of one of the function to another. Now if you remember a program that was given during our school days to find the palindromes. Okay. So let me get some palindrome words for you. I got few palindrome words. For example, let's have an array of words which contains hello, world, Smriti, that's my name. Few palindrome words. in between I will put some other words. Hindi, English, Perl, Java. That's it. So we got a list of palindrome words. So which one are the palindromes over here? Radar, rotator, eye, label. So these words are palindrome because from either side you read it, it is the same. It is spelled same both the way, from forward, from backward. Okay. Now let's get the list of palindromes. What you have to do is you have to take a word, for example take rotator, and check if the reverse of this word is also same to this word. How do we do it? If you remember when I was teaching you about the string function, you simply can use the word keyword reverse on a particular word. It will exactly reverse the strings. But there is a problem here. The R is capital over here while this R is small over here. Even though the reverse is same, but in the eye of Perl, the equals to operator will fail when it will see that, because small r is lowercase r is not equal to capital R. We can, for this, what we can do is we can use another string function to convert everything into lowercase or uppercase and use this grep UC $_ equals to scalar reverse of $_ you will get confused about the scalar. I will talk about why I wrote scalar there. Reverse $_ on which? On words. Now let's print the palindromes. It doesn't print anything. Grape equals to reverse of $_ Okay, you have to use the uppercase also here. So it's selected radar, rotator, eye, label from all the list of words. What I did, I was greping for the words whose uppercase is equal to the reverse and uppercase. If this gets true, then it is returned to the palindromes. So just 2 lines of code and it returned you beautifully all the words which are opposite of each other. Now we will learn about another function which is called the map. Let me take a note here first. We'll learn about map. So what does map do? It is like the Grape function, but it takes the value and converts it and then stores it to another array. So map basically what it does is, for example, we have an array called @letter is equal to A, B, C, D. What will map do? Map would take the letter and apply some function or something on it within this block. Now it is changing the $_ to the uppercase, okay, from the letter. Now let's print this upper letter. What did it do? Oh, you see, it should be in a so it has converted everything to a capital letter. When you are always iterating on the array, you can sometimes omit this also. It will work on the dollar underscore. Now let's take another example for map. If someone gives you a list and that list is called squares, at squares, which is 4, 16, 25, 36, these are squares, right? You have to find the square root of all the items. So what you do is you write another array, map. You have to find the square root of sqrt is the function, dollar underscore, pass the squares. Then print it. Two, four, five, six. 2, 4, 5, 6. So map basically takes iterate over all the function, all the elements of this array, and then converts it to some different value based on the provided logic, and then it stores it to another array. Now what happens if I introduce some negative number here, minus 9, minus 20, minus, let it be a perfect square, minus 16, minus 81, then you have 49. Let's run this. Can take square root of minus 16. It should break here actually. The program had a hard stop at minus 9. Though there are positive value ahead, because there was a negative value, the sqrt function could not take the negative value. The program broke right there. So what was the effect? 4, 16, 25 was ignored, and 49, 36, which are valid input for the program, they also got ignored because of simple error. So let's write something to handle error. If you remember Grape and sort chaining, we can do the same thing here. We can only pass those numbers to the map function which are greater than 0. So if you remember from Grape, what Grape does is it iterates over all the elements of a list, and if that value gets satisfied, it gets returned to another list. So map also works on list. So basically what the Grape did here is Grape searched for all the numbers from the sqrs list which is greater than 0, then it starts feeding to the map function here. And finally map function, after applying this operation, feeds to the sqrt array. So here we have got the result 2, 4, 5, 7, 6. The negative numbers are ignored via the Grape function. This is the concept of chaining that we talked about in reference with sorting and graping earlier. There is another beautiful thing that we want to know, that we must know, which is a miscellaneous topic about the sorting block. What is a sorting block? Now, in order to understand this, for example, to determine the seniority of a person in the office, what we do is, first we look at the seniority of a member at office. We'll look at the pay scale, or let's say we will look at the salary. The person with more salary is more senior. More salary means more senior. But what happens if salary is equal, then compare the grades. And how would we rate the grade? Grade 1 is greater than grade 2. IS officer or any, in India, class 1 officer are more senior than to anyone. Grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. So we have a list which contains the list of employees, their salary and their grade. While how to compare who is more senior, we need to check who has got the more salary. But in case the salary is same, we come to compare the grade, but grade should be compared in a reverse order. Now let's write this program. I'm using a concept over here which is called as array of hashes. You will learn more about this in my next class when I tell you about the references. But till now you can assume we can write a data structure in Perl like this. The name, let's say it is Arun. Salary, $10,000. Then we have grade. Grade is 2. Okay. Grade is 2. Then we have a next employee. Whose name is Vikas. He earns a salary of 8,000 and grade is also 2. So we have got 2 employees like this. Let me put it in a straight line for same kind of employee so that it will be more clear. What you can see, these are hashes, right? It has got a key value pair and it is put inside a array. Now if someone asks you to sort in this logic, if salary is equal, then compare the grades. And if salary is more, means more senior. So looking at this, how can you identify who is more senior? Clearly you can say that 10,000 Arun is senior, but programmatically how are you going to write it? It's a very important concept. You write like this, sort. First, let's sort on salary. Salary is a number. So you remember $A. Oh, the in more salary means $B refers to salary $A refers to salary you give two pipes. Then if both, this is arranging the array in a descending way, right? The more salaries should be placed first, but in case if this becomes equal, the next criteria is the grade. It should be sorted in descending way, right? $B grade. The sorting function closed. It would be applied on the employee. Now when we print, we have to print it in a different way. How we have to print it? That part, see, I will be writing a code which you might not understand now, but when we read about the subroutines, you will get clear. But the items are hashed, so we need to print it in a different way. Line 2. There is a syntax error in line 2. Okay. The fact comma. Is it not sorted or there is a problem? It has, so we have to implement a for is left for each $emp sorted in also. So it gets sorted, okay? Sorted. Arun has got the highest salary, Vikas has got the lowest salary, so Arun is more senior than Vikas. Now what happens when the salary is same? The grade of Vikas is now made 1. Vikas should be senior in this case. So Vikas gets the senior. So we can also do this advanced sorting. This will be more clear when I will be teaching you about reference. Now we come to end of this sort map and grep. I will be giving some few assignments so that you will be, once you practice that, you will be mastering these 3 concepts. So my first assignment is there is a list which is called at nums, which is equal to 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 12, 13, 15, 23. You have to get all prime numbers from the above list. Now, what is the logic? Let me discuss about the logic, how to get the prime numbers. You will implement that logic in your Perl program. Now, for example, if you have to check if 25 is a prime number or not, you don't have to divide all the numbers from 1 to 25 with 25 to check if 25 is divisible by any number or not. What you have to do is, you just have to divide all the numbers from 2 to the square root of 25, which is nothing but 5. So what you have to do is, basically you have to check up from 2 to 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you just have to divide 4 numbers with 25, and if 25 is divisible by any of the number, then it is not prime. Now let's apply the same rule for another number, 19. For 19, the square root of 19 is somewhat around 4. Square root of 19 is somewhat around 4. So what you have to do is, you have to divide 19 with all the numbers from 2 to 4. 2 divided by 19, not possible. 3 divided by 19, not possible. 4 divided by 19, not possible. So 19 is definitely a prime number. Apply the same logic on 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 12, 13, 15, 23. Now for 15, what you have to do? You have to iterate through all the elements. First you get the element to $_. Okay. Then get the square root of this $_. Then from 2 to that number, try to divide it. If it is divisible, then ignore it. Otherwise, store it in another array. Get all prime numbers of the above list. Now, my second assignment to you is, I have another list which has number 25, 49, 1000, 25, minus 4, minus 30, 30, 36, 36, 529, 729. Find all the numbers from the above list which are perfect squares and arrange them in ascending order. My third question, assignment 3, is you have array at do is equal to Java, Perl, C++, then C, again you have Java, Perl, you have Python, you have Groovy, you have Ruby, you have Selenium, you have QTP, again you have Selenium, you have Java, Perl, you have Python. Question is, using Grape and few other logic, form an array that do not contains the duplicates. Okay, from this do, you have to form another array using this item and Grape and other logic. Now, so my last question, this would be utilizing the map function. Assignment 4. The assignment 4, you might have known about Celsius and Fahrenheit. You have an array of Fahrenheit is equal to minus 27. All this should be QW, as I have not put the comma. QW, okay. You have got an array of like this. Now form an array of Celsius from the above list. Now the logic is Fahrenheit is equal to Celsius is equal to 5 by 9 multiplied by Fahrenheit minus 32. This is the logic. Use this logic, use the map function to convert all this list into another list which will contain the temperature in Fahrenheit, in Celsius. Now if you have any doubt, do not hesitate to reach us in vnb.edu@gmail.com, and you can also like our Facebook page, Verification Validation. Thank you and wishing you a wonderful learning. Bye.